I am ready for our co-main event of the evening. I'm gonna let the nerds know ready when you are. I know that the prediction is still open for a little while, but hopefully game 1 will be rather long. Obviously, if we're kicking off a best of 5 between two German players, we need the Gabe blessing, guys. Big Gabriel has officially been framed. I talk to Gabe a lot. He's kind of like my psychiatrist. He tells me that I'm great and awesome and beautiful every morning I wake up, and I appreciate that. I can't really go without a framed Gabe. And I can highly recommend all of you guys to print out a poster of Gabe and frame it. And talk to Gabe. And Gabe thinks that this is going to be a great series. And if Gabe thinks it's a great series, then I've got high hopes. Now, I had a little story for you guys. And the little story is the following. I've already shared it once on stream, but we're going to share it again. Basically, obviously, normally at the Big Brain Bouts, I make the matchups. And I just kind of go around and think what I think is awesome. I do like it when players contact me and say like, hey, I want to play in the Big Brain Bouts. So I have Jumy reaching out to me. And Jumy suddenly sneaks in the DMs and he says, hey, Roddy, can I play a best of 5 in the Big Brain Bouts against Lambo? And I'm like, you want to play against Lambo? Because that's not a series I would make, guys. And he's like, yeah, I think it would be awesome. I was like, okay. But I already had a main event. And Lambo is obviously a main event guy. So I DM Lambo. I was like, hey, man, I've got a series for you on Friday. It's not the main event, though. It's co-main event, but Jumy wants to challenge you. He's like, So he's like, so that's the third match? I was like, yeah. He's like, okay, I'm in. I was like, okay, good. So I go back to Jumy. I was like, all right, Lambo says he's in. Jumy's like, awesome. I'll make sure to practice a lot. And I show it to Lambo, and Lambo's like, that's awesome. I won't prepare at all to make sure it's not a total stomp. And I just bursted out laughing. Because I love ambition. And I love believing in yourself. But this is definitely a difficult man to challenge. But let's go ahead and hop into our co-main event of the evening.
Let's get it on.
Round 1. Fight!
In the top left side, we are looking at the main base of the man that is representing the Shopify Rebellion that said he would not prepare at all to make sure this is not a one-sided affair. I do believe he's still getting used to his new mouse, so he's probably not as strong yet as he was in the past. But he's here, and he's always good, and I think his EVP is terrifying. This is Shopify Rebellion's Lambo. Where is Liquid Clum? Liquid Clum will be playing in the final series of the night. In the bottom right side of Neo-Humanity, we are looking at the main base of the man who, well, dreams big. Because he is the one who made this best of 5 happen. If I were him, I would have challenged a lot of guys before I would ever challenge Lambo. But he's on a roll lately. He had a great showing in Passioncraft. He won Epic LAN. And it's awesome to see that he's this confident and believes in himself this much. This is K10 ForJumy. This is the one, by the way, guys, where if it is a 3-0, you guys cannot blame me. Because I didn't really make this matchup. This was for Jumy, okay? So if this does turn into a 3-0, it's on Jumy. Now, Jumy has been taking maps of Raynor and stuff in some of the online qualifiers. So, obviously, Jumy is good. Jumy is in shape. He's playing a buttload. He's getting the best results of his career. But I still think normally there are levels to this game. And for me, Lambo is like, without a shadow of a doubt, top 6, top 7 Europe. Jumy is very good, like definitely I think top 16 at this point. But normally the jump from top 16 to top 8 is a big one. But hey, let's see, right? I'm excited for it. I love the fact that Jumy believes in himself that much that he thinks he can hang with Lambo in a best of 5 that matters. And I hope that he can impress all of us. And Lambo's making 6 extra links. He's going up to 10 links. It's double adept into Oracle here for Jumy. So far the adept play is solid. Can get a drone here maybe? No, unfortunately only a single adept fire there. So damage but no kill. How many more matches will there be tonight? There is one more best of 5 after this one. That's the main event. That's in the stream title. That's Clem against Showtime. One hell of a day for Clem. I really hope that Clem was able to sneak in a little afternoon nap. Because he obviously had that super draining best of 7 earlier today. If you guys missed it, honestly, take a look at Pig's channel. Oh, Jumy, gotta be careful here. Almost made a mistake. Loses the probe. That's obviously already a good pickup for Lambo. But yeah, earlier today, guys, around 1 p.m. Central European time, Clem played a best of 7 against Cerro after he played a best of 5 against Dark. The games were fantastic. I highly recommend you guys to check them out. Lambo, by the way, getting 2 probes and a proper delay on this Nexus. These are like the little things, right, that separate. Like, there's many good Zergs in Europe that are 6K or 6-1 or 6-2. And that isn't gonna let you get away. It's like, you want a 3-minute, 40-second Nexus? Go ahead, take it. Lambo makes 10 links, defense against the Adept, snipes not 1 but 2 probes, and it's a 40-second delay on that Nexus. Showmatch, kind of an ugly Oracle flyby as well. Takes a lot of damage. Got like 1 drone there, I believe. Ugh. I'll be honest, this is not a good start for the Protoss. It's not game ending by any stretch of the imagination, but this is a lot of damage. A Hunter redeemed Raid Person X. I can do that, mate, but I am far from done tonight. My plan is to cast this best of 5, cast another best of 5, and then I'm opening the Broodlord statue, and then I'm gonna play some F1. So, if you want, I can give you the points back, because it's gonna take a very long time before I raid anybody. I'm still willing to do it, obviously, but I will probably be live for like 4 more hours. I hope you know that. The double Oracle of ForJumy is roaming on the left side, looking for some free drones, but there are no free drones to be found here. If there is no Broodlord in that box, I am going to be very sad. I'm going to be incredibly sad. When is F1? After StarCraft, after the opening of the box, and maybe after an interview. So, maybe around 11:30 p.m. if you live in Europe. Give or take 3 hours. 2 hours to 3 hours. Lambo's gonna drop a Spire here in game 1, guys. Honestly, this is one of these things that we almost take for granted when we look at high-level Zergs. But can we just appreciate how Lambo lost 1 drone against triple Oracle, double Adept? Revelation here? No revelation? Yes, okay. Good revelation, ForJumy. Excellent revelation. ForJumy does spot the Spire. But so far, Lambo is just playing excellent. Losing only 2 drones in the first 7 minutes of a ZVP is so sexy. I cannot emphasize enough on how difficult this is, but how easy a guy like Lambo can make it look. I hope that ForJumy, by the way, is sharp. Because this could be one of these moments where he saw the Spire, but did he see it? You guys know what I mean? And so far, he's not really giving us any confirmation that he actually saw it. He's just kind of doing the same thing. Double Robo, cranking out Colossus, +1, extended thermal lens. Lambo's also getting Overlord speed. Fires up 8 Mutas. Now, Blink Stalkers are obviously not bad against Mutas, but okay, there is a cannon, a battery. I assume that he saw it. Thank you, Genesis matey. Welcome. I really appreciate your tier 1 subby. ForJumy is doing a good job, guys, in not stressing out and realizing that this wasn't the best early game. He's not being stubborn and randomly throwing away a bunch of units, making it an impossible game. But to quote Letot, who was in the chat earlier, the supply doesn't lie. And we're looking at 182 supply against 124. Another revelation goes down. ForJumy is going to need the whole of a lifetime here. The 8 Mutas are going to show up in the natural. We have a battery, we have a cannon. A couple of Stalkers are going to blink. They're a bit out of position. At the same time, guys, keep an eye on the minimap. Look at all this red that is making its way towards the 3rd base of ForJumy. Okay, Lambo maybe with a tiny mistake here. Not paying attention to the Mutas. Loses a couple. We have stasis traps. Lambo deactivates the first one. There is another one though, guys. And Colossus is not a bad defensive setup. This is actually fantastic for ForJumy, because this right now is basically a permanent force field. Better points back. Whatever you want, matey. You're in charge. Your points, but sure. In general, guys, whenever you want me to rate somebody and you use the channel points, obviously have a good idea on when I end the stream. I know you asked how many matches are left, but that didn't imply that I would go offline immediately as soon as the matches are done. Obviously, the defensive setup here, guys, for ForJumy was good, right? That stasis trap was excellent. The cannon and the forge was excellent. He's got Colossus in a good spot. He is hanging in there. You can't hear Roddy. Turn up Roddy's volume then, amigo. Roddy is here. That should be a you issue. Yeah, I don't know if he can ever hit before Hive though, right? That seems... On top of that, you still have the Mutas to worry about. We do have a couple of Phoenixes. In the end, guys, Yumi didn't take crazy amounts of damage from these Mutas. Give or take 10 probes. Forced to build a couple cannons and batteries, but it's all good. Lambo is going to try again, but there are still stasis traps. There are still cannons and batteries. That fourth base might be a little bit of a pipe dream. Yeah, it is a pipe dream. But good cancel. Lambo's looking to come in from 2 angles. Yumi, can we save our key units? That's the big question right now, guys. He fires a Nova. Banelings will crash into good Warp Prism Micro. All 4 Colossus still alive. Shield battery overcharge active. The Novas are absolutely fantastic. And what a picture perfect hold for ForJumy. Meine Fresse. Even Gabe would be impressed by that. That was amazing. That was actually next level amazing. Lost a couple probes, but the way he kept every single Colossus alive, fired the Novas, picked them up, battery overcharge. As good as it gets there, guys. For a split second, Yumi said, Roddy, this is why I challenge Lambo. And this is why I am the next Protoss hope. Now, he's not there yet, guys. Hive is on. Vipers are on the way. Lambo still has a great economy. But we have a game. Lambo's setting up a monstrous counterattack here, potentially. Absolutely fantastic hold, but that doesn't mean that Yumi is going to win this game. Yumi recalls. I don't know what they recall. A little bit of everything, but that also means that this army is still there. I gotta say, though, the fact that he's still like dropping stasis everywhere, it's very cool. Maybe the Phoenixes could lift the Queens here. That would be decent, I'd say. And that is exactly what Yumi is going to do. Lambo wants to use this little bit of creep to still work with. Units lost resource step. 5k, guys. 6k. A 6k difference. With all these Colossus still alive, there's definitely a chance here for Yumi, man. This would be such a sick win. Lambo setting up another surround, but there are stasis traps all over the place. This is going to be before... Hey, the Phoenix should go for the Vipers, man. There isn't a lot of anti-air. Alright, Yumi could be in trouble. Fires a Nova, gets a lot of Banelings, gets a lot of Roaches. ForJumy. Fight now takes place off creep. Stalkers blink forward. Every single Colossus still alive. Finally, one falls. The second one is very low on HP and it will fall too. But with that Warp Prism, the Phoenixes, the Archons. Is he doing it, guys? Is he actually doing it? Yumi? Das geht doch nicht. Was ist das dann, ey? Guys, what is happening? How did Yumi level up to this ForJumy? He's big. He's powerful. He's playing amazing. There are still a lot of Roaches and Banelings on the way, but the Novas have been so good. Units lost resource tab. Right now an 8k difference. Banelings rolling all over the place, trying to connect, but the Archon count is high. The Stalker count is high. We do get a single abduct on one of those Colossi, but by the time that this Colossus dies, most of the Roaches have died. And I feel like the Stalkers and the Archons with +2. The Warp Prism should be a bit closer, by the way. This is still close, but Yumi needs to bring the Warp Prism closer and then he's fine. But he is fine regardless. Lambo feels that he cannot hang in there. Does not want to wait for the extra Roaches. And Yumi takes the 1-0 lead. Honestly, that hold at the third and then the fight in the center. Really, really, really good gameplay by Yumi. Wow. I mean, it's only one game, right? It's only one game in a best of 5. But that was pretty amazing. And this wasn't even a start, right? But Yumi would dream of. Right? He lost 2 probes trying to go up to 3 bases. He saw one of his oracles drop to 1 HP without getting a single drone. Just did a great job at keeping those oracles alive. Stasis traps, the hold, the revelation on the spire. It was a very fun game and a fantastic way to start the co-main event of the evening. I would still, any day of the week, pick Lambo from this spot, but I'm already very impressed by Yumi. Round of applause. Very well done.
Let's get it on.
That was a misclick. I only do that at the beginning of best of 5s, but it doesn't matter. I feel pumped. I feel hyped. Let's go.
Round 2. Fight!
In the top left side, we are looking at the main base of the man who is representing the Shopify Rebellion. I think he enters this best of 5 as an overwhelming favorite. But he just realized that other German Protoss has leveled up. And it's not just D Mauer that he has to worry about anymore. It's also Jumy. This is Shopify Rebellion's Lambo. And in the bottom right side, we're looking at the main base of a man who had a picture-perfect hold at his third base with Nova, Stasis Traps, Battery Overcharge, and Warp Prism Micro. And then kind of did it all over again in the center of the map. This is K10. GG's ForJumy. I believe K10 currently has 2 members, right? Is that correct? We have ForJumy and Aristori? Or is there another player that's part of K10? I've said it before and I'll say it again. I love these guys. They seem so passionate. They always cheer Jumy on. They brought him to Epic Land. It is very hard, I think, not to get excited over a new organization like that joining StarCraft. And just being passionate, wholesome, awesome. Like, let's go. We have 4 now and 1 step in. Okay, what's the roster? What is the roster? I know Aristori and Jumy. Who are the other 2? And a big shout out, by the way, to an anonymous sub gifter gifting a subby to our man Holy Hit, our German Protoss. By the way, Holy Hit, the invite for Friday night is still open. Holy Hit played only 1 time at the Friday night in the Big Brain Bouts, but he had one of my favorite series of 21 weeks against Iba. That was freaking fantastic. I absolutely loved it. And I did ask Holy Hit to play again, but he said he wasn't playing that much. And he said, I need a couple weeks. I just want you to know, mate, that I'd love to see some more Holy Hit on the Friday night. And I don't know who it is that always gives like a sub to any community member or any pro that subs by my channel. As obviously it's anonymous, but thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. It's very sweet of you. Okay, so the other 2 members are not announced yet. Alright. Well, I wish you guys all the best in K10. And in the WTL qualifiers, but not when you go up against Basilisk or Team Roddy. Well, actually, against Basilisk, I wish you guys good luck. I'm not too concerned about our WTL qualifier run. But against Team Roddy, no luck, guys. But lots of fun. First adept for Jumy. Shades into the main base and from the high ground, from downtown, gets first blood.
First blood.
No, there are 2 adepts. The WTL qualifiers, I think, are starting around the 20th or 21st. Isn't that uptown? Hey, cancel the shade. No, that was a good moment to cancel the shade, I'd say, no? Maybe not. I mean, I would cancel that shade, lose my adepts, but kill like 2-3 drones. And I think it's pretty good. It was the Frankenface Z extension, messed up the audio mix. I don't know what Frankenface is, but I have a feeling that's probably not an emote that's allowed on my channel. I'm not that picky, guys. I just hate a couple of the weird ones. The Pepper Frogs, the Resident Sleepers. Those are no-go. Alright, Link's working. A couple of drones falling, by the way, on the other side of the map. The Links really want to get a cancel on this Nexus. Jumy is forced to cancel the Nexus. And now Lambo shows up and he wants to get the probe too. Can he get the probe? Yes. Alright. So Jumy kills 4 drones, which is actually pretty good, right, with the adepts. That's way more than he got in the previous game. But he does lose the probe and he loses the Nexus, so. Team Roddy indeed officially only has 2 players, but we managed to find a stand-in that I will reward. I will pay him some money to play the WTO qualifiers with us, and obviously if we make it, he will stay on the team and I will keep paying him. But on top of that, we also have a forgotten son who just missed the love and warmth of his old home, who will also come back. So we actually have 4 players for Team Roddy in the qualifiers. Now, Goblin is happy at the Platinum Heroes. Alright guys, 4 Adepts and 2 Oracles are gonna get on top of the third base of Lambo. Lambo needs to crisis management this as well as he can. And I gotta say that's pretty good, but he let the adepts sneak out. He's gonna lose a few more drones. Yumi will end up losing 2 out of 3 adepts though, but hey, that's 5 extra drones. You compare that to the previous game, guys. Neo-Humanity, we were 7 minutes in, 1 drone loss. Right now, Gress 1, 6 minutes in, 10 drones have fallen. I wasn't reading all of that, Helm's Deep State, and I thought you were like talking about the subscription to my channel. I was like, oh no. I'm sorry, mate. I was like, Helm's Deep State is supporting me and he doesn't even want to. But I was like, I don't think that's how it works. I feel Twitch is pretty good with that. I'm glad it wasn't me, mate. Lambo running around with Zerglings. Yumi just flying around with the oracles, trying to figure out what his opponent is doing. For Yumi, guys, it is going to be a bit different this time around. It is charge and +1. No blink, charge +1 and quick archons. Lambo has a roach warn, does not have roach speed. Well, Yumi is gonna lose an oracle here. I don't know if that's worth it. Oh, it's not worth it. But I want to do the caster thing, you know. It's like, I'm not sure if it's worth it. It wasn't worth it, guys. I'll be honest. Wasn't a good play, but it's okay. Quick storm. Alright. Lambo has overlord speed on the way and +1 missile attacks. And most of the time, when I see Lambo with overlord speed, I am already imagining an explosion of roaches, ravages, and a couple of queens being flown to the other side of the map. The German Uber is never late. And Lambo and Louvre in their sexy BMW, absolutely never late. I hope for Yumi that he's thinking about it. More and more roaches have been queued up. Where are the dropper lords at, guys? Lambo's about to morph his BMW. I can feel it. I can sniff it. Much better service than the Deutsche and that Deutsche Bahn, yeah. That's correct. Alright, the roaches and the ravages. The queens are actually just running, so we are going to create an autobahn. No Ubers. We are just going to create an autobahn, but I feel like Yumi's defensive setup is actually quite good here, no, guys? Am I crazy? Am I on hopium for Yumi? I feel Yumi has the right tools to potentially defend this. Storm is finishing up. He's got immortals. He's got cannons. He's got batteries. This will not be a walk in the park for Lambo. I don't like the feat. I would have gone for Storm, I think, but I don't know. Okay, there's the Storm. That's a big, fat, juicy Storm. And the first Stasis was quite good, too. Look at all these cannons and batteries, guys. Another fat, juicy Storm in the center of the roaches and the ravages. Alright, we need a good overcharge, guys. For Yumi, we need a good overcharge. As another big, fat Storm lands on the majority of the Zerg units, I would say soon. In 3, 2, 1, you kind of want to pop the overcharge. He has popped the overcharge, and he has obliterated the majority of the queens. And honestly, not that many roaches and ravages are left. This looks like a hole to me, man. This looks like a hole. The couple of lings are nibbling away at a random shield battery, but they don't finish it off. They go for the immortal instead. Yumi is looking really good here, no? More corrosive balls go down. They do not connect with Eye Templar. Yumi is running good, somehow avoiding those corrosive balls from connecting. Does lose an Archon there. But the immortal count, we're looking at 3 immortals. I would love a war prism. I honestly would love 1 prism, guys. After immortal number 4 comes out, I'd say Yumi, make a prism. Lambo does still have a big army, and Lambo is very good, just like Rainer is, in like making a Roach Ravager last a whole lot longer. There is the prism on the production tab. I love that call by Yumi. I think it's a great call. We're gonna get a few more sentries. Micro is intense from both sides. Force field goes down. Ravages are expensive units. I mean, Yumi will in return lose a couple Stalkers, lose an Archon. 45 army supply against 90. Lambo's giving up on it, guys. Lambo is gonna drone. He will still dance. He'll still flirt. But he is looking to transition out of this, realizing that he is not going to kill ForJumy here. As the War Prism shows up, and that's going to give a lot of micro potential. Immortal should not die here, Yumi. Immortal should not die. Overcharge number 2, Coco's overcharge, is always around. But I got to give kudos to Lambo. Lambo's doing a very good job right now in shaving up units non-stop, while still droning up himself a little bit, still being in the face, utilizing creep on the other side of the map. This is high level play by Lambo, man. Oh my goodness. Yeah. This is a lot of... Okay, I don't know what the drone... There's a drone in the mix, but Lambo has played very well. We are losing drones. I guess those were just misread drones. Another storm does go down. It's only the Immortals remaining, but Immortals are big. Zealous being warped in. Zealous have charge. Oracle shows up with Pulsar Beam. Lambo is now going to be forced to disengage. Here are the extra roaches. I think maybe Jumy should disengage. Guys, I think Jumy should disengage. Jumy is chasing with a very tiny army right now. Where's our Prism? Jumy, where's the Prism? We lost an Immortal. He's rallying the Prism to the main base, but in return, he loses 3 out of 4 Immortals. Oh no, Jumy. Jumy got overeager there, guys. He chased an army that I don't think he should have been chasing. Lambo still relentless in the face. Drops Corrosive Bowels on top of Zealots that are being warped in. And now Jumy's gonna warp in a couple Zealots in the main base, but he's taking critical damage at home. He did such a good job in keeping these Immortals alive for a very long time, but I think Jumy got overeager, and I gotta give kudos to Lambo, man. The way that he manages to micro those roaches and ravages in, out of range, in and out of range, engage, disengage, non-stop, utilizing that prepare, that was honestly super high level. Like, I don't even think Jumy's defensive micro was bad. I just think that Lambo did an amazing job. And he was in it. He was absolutely still in it. He was technically fine, but chasing the army was too much. I think that was a big mistake. Yeah, the third option I misclicked. I don't know if people voted for it, but if they did, they lose. Void Ray is doing its thing, sniping a couple of Overlords. Lambo is once more here, guys, and this time around, it's not just Roaches, Ravages, and Queens. We've got 21 Banelings in the mix, but let's not forget, we still have Storm. And this time around, we have a lot of Storm. Like, Jumy is not dead. It's gonna be tough, but Jumy is not dead. Couple Zealots right now, gonna run into a relatively empty third base. And Lambo's gonna be forced to return. But hey, every second that goes by is pretty good for ForJumy, guys. Because that allows Jumy to get more and more energy on the Stormy boys. Obviously, make sure that we get a couple stasis traps up and whatnot. Okay. Yes. They're gone, JT threats. I'm sorry, amigo. I don't know what the Queens are doing off creep, but I feel like Lambo waited a long time for the next wave of aggression. And he's gonna eat a couple big storms to the face. I don't know what the weather forecast is in North Rhine-Westphalen, but I know it's about to be pretty stormy in Bavaria. Void Ray goes down to Ravages. Ay, Jumy a little bit sloppy there, but it's okay. Lambo does a good job, sending a couple of units in. Stasis trap. Lambo sees it, but he can't activate it. Jumy does a good job in defending his stasis traps, and I cannot believe I'm saying that. That's not even a thing, but he's doing a very good job. Stasis trap still active. Here come the Banelings, but the Banelings get stuck in that stasis as another storm lands. This is a pretty sick Protoss army, guys. The supplies are heavily in favor of Lambo, as it seems that all these Banelings got picked off by the Archon and the cannon. And Jumy is sick. I'm actually very proud of Jumy, guys. No matter what happens in this best of 5, I'm very proud of Jumy. He got sick, man. And he's still in it. He's still in this game. He can absolutely make something of it. But now the Banelings are here, and these are +2 Banelings. That means they one-shot workers. But Jumy with a defensive storm. I did lose all the probes in the third base, guys. There were 2 Baneling run-bys happening at the same time. And Lambo just completely wiped out this triangle base. At the same time, though, Jumy is battling with a couple of Zealots on the bottom left side of the map. Jumy is just popping off, man. I feel like we are watching a boy become a man right in front of our eyes, guys. But there are other scary men out there. One of those scary men is Lambo, and he's all over Jumy at this point with Roaches and Banelings. Takes out this base as well, gets a little surrounded, the Archon doesn't commit to it. But Lambo is about to knock Jumy back to a 2-base Protoss. And I think that will do it. Look at how many High Templars there are left, but Lambo just didn't give Jumy the fight to actually really use these High Templars. It is a very fun best of 5 so far. Probably the best of 5 of the night. Some high-level StarCraft coming out of both sides, but I think game 2 is all Lambo. In the end. ForJumy had a chance. And I think if ForJumy did not chase with his army, I honestly think he would have been in a perfectly fine spot, but... Hello, Endus. Holding against Nihat was fun, but this is better. I'm sorry, but this is better. More Banelings with +2 trying to connect to the probes. As Lambo is all over the triangle base of ForJumy. We do still have all these storms, since Lambo is going to try to pick up a couple of these High Templars with corrosive balls. I think it's just... Oh my god, 102 Zerglings, by the way, guys. 102 Zerglings. As Lambo wants this base. A Baneling doesn't get it. The Lings don't get it. That's a lot of Archons. And now Lambo says, alright, then I'll just take the triangle base once more. And here are more. +2 Banelings ready to one-shot some probes. I want to show you guys the Banelings, but I also want to show you guys the main army. Lambo does manage to get this base in the end. I mean, at this point, he's running circles around ForJumy. There are literally still Banelings in the main base. Zerglings left in the main base. More Banelings morphing. One Zealot survives, and I guess it's going to be able to prevent this from happening, but... Okay. I also know, by the way, guys, Lambo is a very opinionated guy. And if there is one thing that pisses Lambo off, it's when people stay in games that they shouldn't be in. Lambo is a guy that can get a little feisty and fired up. And I think he really hates people that don't GG when they should GG in his eyes. Well, ForJumy is battling. 2 bases. Couple of Stormy Boys and a lot of Archons and a Dream. And technically, if Lambo takes a very bad engagement, there is hope. If Banelings connect with the High Templars, it is a Zoom slush. Here comes the surround. Here come the Lings from the top right side. And Banelings come in as well. Lambo, he's here. He's there. He's fucking everywhere. This is the Swarm. And this is GG for game number 2. Beautiful engagement and a beautiful game regardless. We're all tied up, guys. This almost could be a main event, man. With how good these games are. How these nerds are battling. This is not even worthy of a co-main event. This is a main event. We've got 2 main events tonight. I love it. They're both playing very well. But like from Lambo, we know that he can play very well, right? Like Lambo's been to finals of big tournaments. Lambo has taken players down like Clem and Raynor and Sero in the past. For ForJumy, I just think this is one hell of a performance already. And we know he's made some good progress over the last few months, but it is honestly exceeding my expectations. And we're only 2 games in. Game 3 is going to be played on Dragon Skills. $100 for the winner, $25 for the loser. Shout out to BASILISK, guys, for allowing me to run the Big Brain Bouts every single Friday. For the people who are not aware of this tournament, well, Showmatch series, call it however you want it. It's 4 best of 5s every single Friday, $500 in total, and it's BASILISK putting up the prize money. So, hashtag BASILISK the best. Let's go ahead and hop into game 3.
Round 3. Fight.
That's not actually a hashtag, by the way. I made that up. But you guys can show them love on Twitter or in their Discord. That would make me happy, and I think it makes them happy. In the bottom right side of Dragon Skills, we are looking at the main base of the man that is representing Shopify Rebellion. He is representing Loki, Lumi, Louvre, and himself. It's Lambo. And he's got a sexy BMW, guys. I'm very jealous. When he comes over this summer, I've invited Lambo and Louvre to visit Zuidland this summer. Because my brother has a boat, and we're going to have some fun times at the lake. I'm definitely going to steal these keys from Lambo and take his BMW for a spin. He doesn't know about this part yet, but it's happening. Don't tell him, Louvre. In the top left side of Dragon Skills, we are looking at the main base of the man that is representing K10. He is our German Protoss who wanted this challenge. And he's living up to the hype so far. This is K10's ForJumy. StarCraft 2, indeed, especially at high level, is incredibly brutal and incredibly challenging. It's very hard. Like I feel like whenever you are new to StarCraft or you're in the lower leagues, there is a real sense of progress all the time. But the moment you enter GM, it just gets so much harder to progress and feel that sense of improvement. So for guys to make that jump from being a top 32 to being a top 20 player and going from top 20 to top 10 and then actually duking it out with the best, that's so hard. But it really does feel that Jumy right now is on that trajectory. He's doing incredibly good. I wouldn't say he's totally there yet, but he's getting better and better. He's putting in the work and it really shows. Buddy, I love you, but who do you think is in charge of that car? I think Lambo, but if it's you, then I'm not worried, Lou, because I know you'll let me take it for a spin. Lou's cool. I don't know why. Actually, maybe you are the bigger car type between those two. It makes sense, Lou. I apologize. Can I drive it? You guys can go water skiing and I'll take the car for a little test drive. We'll stream it, guys. Alright, it is Stargate once more for Jumy. We are, of course, expecting oracles. If this is not oracles, it would honestly be very surprising. I love the Phoenix builds, but I don't play Phoenix, guys, because I think it's the best. I just play Phoenix because it's what allows me to be the best at what I do. For Jumy, it would be kind of wild to... We could maybe get a Void Ray, but straight up Phoenix would be very surprising. You are the car person. Alright, Lou. I look forward to seeing it in real life. It's very beautiful in pictures. Did I move? No, I did not move. I just have, I have a moving box behind me because I almost forgot about it because the games have been so good. But as soon as all the best of 5s are done tonight, that's when we can finally open the box. We'll do a live unboxing on stream. And I get to see my Broodlord statue after waiting for it for so long. This, guys, is a pretty early Roach one. It's a lot earlier than before. I don't know if that's because Lambo is worried about something that's not there, or if Lambo has something cheeky up his sleeve. Lambo hasn't seen the Stargate yet, hasn't seen the Oracles yet. So maybe he is worried that this is resonating glaives, but at this point, nothing to be worried about for Lambo. Look at the minimap, by the way, it's beautiful. Links on patrol, links on patrol, links on patrol. Overlord spread. I mean, the map vision of these Zergs, guys. If the, look at Jumy. 4 adepts as well. I honestly waited an entire year for this statue. I don't know. I have to take... By the way, Moja, I want you to add me on Discord, mate. I want you to play again. I actually had you in mind this week, but it was very easy to grab players. There were no spore crawlers, guys, but there were plenty of queens, so... Even if Lambo may not have been 100% certain that this was oracles, in the end it's only 2 drones. Because that Zerg map vision, it hits different, baby. No, Jimmy, be careful with your oracles. It's a decent amount of links. But yeah, Moja. You obviously only played 1 time and you got a 3-0 victory back then, so... Aren't we friends already? Okay, if we are, then I'll DM you. I think next Friday, guys, we need some Moja. He only played once, he had a 3-0, that man deserves to have another appearance. How does Max Pack sound? I'm kidding, man. Moja 3-rexes me all the time, guys, so in return, I'll give him Max Packs for the Big Brain Bouts. I will give you the points back, Hunter, don't worry. Have I ever stolen anybody's imaginary internet points? I wouldn't think so. Blink and +1 on the way for ForJumy. 55 probes against 62 drones. That obviously means that this is a pretty competitive game, but I think overall Lambo is alright with a start like this. He's lost only 2 drones, 6 minutes in, couple oracles. The build of Jumy was a bit different. I feel like he tried to be a little bit tricky. If I know my Lambo, I think he's more than fine with this opening. Quick double Robo Bay. That could be a potential great counter if Lambo would again make a lot of Roaches, Ravages, and Queens. Lambo has again dropped a Spire, just like he did in game 1. I gotta say, this is hard to scout, man, for oracles. Because you look at the creep, guys, as we activate a Revelation in the center of the map and pulls up. No! Okay. Lambo's like, let me help you with that, mate. You seem to be struggling. I feel like Jumi activated Pulsar Beam there on the wrong Oracle for a split second, but maybe it's okay. Lambo canceled the Spire. Okay. Why did Lambo cancel the Spire, guys? What did Lambo see that made him cancel the Spire? Because Jumi damn certain did not see that Spire.
Swarm forces under attack.
How old has Roddy grown by now? I'm 35, mate. You're 40? Yes, I've been doing this for a very long time. And I still love it. I'm still happy. Just like every other human, we have ups and downs, but I still love what I do. And I'm not planning on quitting anytime soon. Hello, Aristori. I don't know, but I feel like in this game... I wonder what that was all about. Spire, cancel Spire, Lambo changed his mind. 8 Overlords on the way at once. But that's okay. This Oracle seems like... I want to say it's gonna die, and it will die. Hello? Yeah, okay. That's not a spot. That is not a spotty, mate. So this Oracle does die for Jumi. Lambo has pretty quick hive though. With quick hive, that obviously means quick Vipers. These adepts on the right side get cut. They don't get anything done. Kind of feels like this is the calm before the storm. A storm clearly is brewing in this game. Lambo just wants to get a couple Vipers out. I think the moment this hive is done, you see 2-3 Vipers on the production tab. And I think that's going to give him a lot of fun. Because Jumi does not have a Templar Archives. I said 3 Vipers. It is 3 Vipers. Overall, I like this for Lambo. I feel like our sweet dreams are always to, you know, hit a thick Stalker Colossus timing before Vipers are out. But the best Zergs in Europe, man. Their hive timings, their Vipers are so quick. And the moment you get abducted here, the rest of your army is just garbage. But hey, Jumi says no time to waste. I gotta move with haste. A couple of the old people in the chat will get that one. As Banelings go in, Jumi blinked forward, but will obviously take a lot of damage. The War Prism isn't here yet. More Banelings coming in from the top right side, but good defensive stasis trap. But this is a good fight for Lambo regardless. And this is a good fight, guys, before Vipers have even shown up. And if it's a good fight before the Vipers are here, you guys don't want to know what's going to happen once the Vipers are here. Jumi was eager, blinked forward, got punished. Lambo says enough, mate. Colossus on the wrong side. The War Prism may be able to save a single Colossus. Jumi misclicking a little bit there. Doesn't manage to finally pick it up in the end. That was a disaster. It was a disaster before the Vipers were even out. That forward blink, guys. Trying to maybe like start a great fight before Vipers are out. But obviously the War Prism wasn't there either yet, right? So no War Prism means no War Prism micro. No immediate War Pins on the other side of the map. Jumi got a bit overeager there. And Lambo takes the 2-1 lead. But it ain't over yet. That's damn right. It definitely is not over yet. We bring it back, K10 Massive. Who is the fake Scarlet account, by the way? I know that's not the real Scarlet, but seems to be die-hard K10 fanboy. I think the favorite for this series is always Lambo. You just look at career earnings, you look at career accomplishments, obviously. Lambo is the favorite heading into this series. I mean, Jumi's been playing really good lately. He's been on a roll, and he played excellent in the first 2 games. But I said it before, I'll say it again. In MMA, they say it often, and I like it for StarCraft as well. This really is a game where there are levels to this game. And Lambo is at the very upper echelon of levels in the European scene. And Jumi is good, and he's getting better and better, but it's so hard to break into that top 8.
Round 4. Fight!
In the top left side of Babylon, we are looking at the main base of the man that's representing Shopify Rebellion, Lumi, Loco, and Leaf. Not Loco. Lumi, Loki, and Loof. This is Lambo. There we go. Maybe he's representing Loco too, I don't know. In the bottom right side, representing K10. He is your German Protoss. He's the underdog. Playing a good series though. He wanted this challenge and he got it. It's ForJumy. I don't think that Jumi wants a single map win. I don't know. You might have to trade in your BMW for that, Loof. I think Loco is very expensive. That YouTube money. It hits hard and it hits different. What happened in game 1 though, it was just a sick game, Psionic, with a god tier hold. Legitimately a god tier hold by Jumi. It was fantastic. It wasn't even that Lambo had a bad start or anything. Lambo had a good start. Lambo legitimately had a good start. Yes, I think he scouted the third from the high ground in the main. Oh, that's cool. Nice play. No, Lambo wasn't all-inning. Lambo just went for, you know, roaches, ravages, banelings, and he's like, alright, let's see if we can trade up some army supply. But he didn't manage to trade out any army supply because Jumi just microed like an absolute god. He became Zest in his prime for like 20 seconds. Perfect Novas, perfect War Prism micro, perfect stasis, and then obviously followed it up with a successful counterattack. But it was not a Lambo all-in. It was just Jumi with a very strong defensive hold. It's worth watching, mate. If you want to get some Protoss inspiration, the game on the Neo-Humanity was absolutely worth watching. After this, guys, we have one more best of 5. That is the main event of the evening. Clem versus Showtime. Oh, Robo. Okay. We're gonna switch it up, guys, after Stargate. 3 games in a row. A quick Robo here for Jumi. Whenever I see a Robo on Babylon, I immediately think of Australia against Raynor of IEM Katowice. Now I just want to see that second Robo, that second Prism, 4 Disruptors, 2 base all in, 200 IQ build. I want to see it. I do feel most of the time if you open a Robo, you kind of have to go for some sort of a weird 2 base all in now. There aren't really many Robo openings out there that transition very nicely into a 3 base setup. The Australia build worked. Australia beat Raynor with double Prism and 4 Disruptors dropping all over the place, firing balls, and then a 2 base all in. It worked. I think even Raynor could appreciate that build. Raynor said, I think in the interview afterwards, that he expected balls, but not that many balls. Look at it. Oh, guys, it's happening. It's happening. Now, the first time that happened, obviously it was God tier, right? Because nobody expected it. But a build like that, it gets the Zerg stalking. And I'm sure that the moment that Lambo sees the first Prism, he will immediately think about the second Prism and the second set of Disruptors. But I like it. We expected Jumi to come in with a plan. This is a plan. In Dutch there is a saying that goes... wait, what is the Dutch saying? Beter goed gestolen dan slecht bedacht, or something along those lines. I forgot the saying, guys, but you know, it's better to steal something that's good than invent something that's bad. So that's basically what we're rolling with here. Huh? Well, I do think that Lambo obviously looked at that game between Raynor and Australia. Those are just the kind of games that people talk about because it's so bizarre. Beter goed gejat dan slecht bedacht. Yeah, that's what I thought it was, but I was like, gejat seems like a weird word. But I appreciate it. Well, that's what we're rolling with, guys. Here is a Speedy Prism. The first 2 Disruptors being sent to the outside of the map. So, Raynor's biggest mistake was making early roaches. Lambo has 8 roaches, guys. I don't think that's something you want. No, it's 2 Prisms. Here come double ball. No, what? Jumi! Jumi! Jumi picks up one of his Disruptors, guys, before the ball went off, and now he's not moving his Prism. He's taking real damage. It's a disaster. What are we doing? Oh, no. So Jumi fired 2 Novas there, but he picked up one of the Disruptors before the Nova went off, so he only fired a single Nova, but a single Nova on Queens is useless. This is not useless. That's the roaches. That's good. This is useless. You get a Crypt Tumor, but that doesn't do anything. Lambo is making more roaches. He's already at 60 drones, by the way. Lambo's so good at running up. How does he even do that? I mean, then again, it's a 6-minute game. I have the feeling Australia did it better, guys. I'll be dead honest. Here comes the balls. They will go off, and it's a queen and a roach. So there's a lot of damage. Here comes the second prism. Does Lambo see it, guys? Does Lambo see it? Does Jumy see it? Jumy sees it. Fires 2 Novas at a time. Gets 7 drones. That's pretty good. Double prism. 4 balls. Don't lose your prism. Alright, when do you stop droning and when do you start building units? One Nova goes down, one disruptor falls here, right? Ah, that was not good. That was not good, guys. Jumy loses one of the disruptors and that is not supposed to happen. Does still have this full HP prism, is gonna fire 2 Novas. The Novas are all over the place. He actually misfired that for a split second into the north side. I have the feeling Jumy is feeling the pressure a little. Making a couple of misclicks. We have a 2 base all in, guys. It's 66 drones against 45 probes. 3 base with a 4th on the way against 2 base Protoss. Losing one of the disruptors is a big deal, but there is hope here. This Stalker, Colossus, Immortal, Sentry army could get the job done. 1 or 2 big Novas is all it takes. 1 shot is all it takes. Falling in love with Protoss. Possibilities. 1 shot, guys. That's not the shot. That makes nobody fall in love. Every second that goes by is a good one for Lambo and is a bad one for Jumy because the supplies are spiraling out of control. Novas are exposed, but at least 2 Novas do kind of connect. Jumy needs to get some good pickups going. Jumy, you're disruptors. Jumy, pick him up, pick him up, pick him up. He picks up the Immortal, that's good. Lambo doesn't see it. Jumy doesn't see it. What is happening? In the end, Jumy does see it before Lambo sees it. But yeah, the Colossus died. That's obviously not good news. Another disruptor went down. We've lost 3 disruptors and a Colossus. I don't think this is quite going in the right direction for Jumy. With 3 Immortals, I want to say there's a little bit of hope, but he's going to need some big old, very juicy fat balls. And if these balls do not explode in the middle of the Zerg army, it is all ogre but the crying. Lambo setting up another surround. Jumy does still have double prism. Lambo could maybe sneak a couple of roaches into the natural of Jumy, but I don't think that's quite necessary. Lambo just wants to pounce on this army. The disruptors are well protected this time around, but they're also not connecting though. What is happening here? Okay, a Nova in the center of the map was big. 1 disruptor did die there. By the way, I guess we are just rallying. So Australia guys play this with a full wall off to make his life a bit easier. Jumy is not doing that. So Jumy is still trying to rally robo units to the other side of the map. Lambo is literally maxed out. But obviously, guys, fighting like 4 or 5 disruptors is very difficult. But 38 roaches. You know what I'd love to see? Tunneling claws and burrow. But maybe Lambo feels that will just take way too long and that will never come into play. But I honestly think that'd be pretty sexy. Another disruptor on the way. Lambo is sending a lot of units to the other side of the map. Those units are going to run into the natural of Jumy. That's what I mentioned earlier. And that means that Jumy, guys, is even more all in because he already recalled, loses the observer too. And, well, the natural is dead. The main base is dead. Let's just focus on this army. Because this army, no, don't lose disruptors. There is a chance, guys. Believe it or not, there really is a chance here for Jumy. Great balls of fire. The first one is big. The second one is big. Are we allowed to dream? Are we whipping out some very special Protoss bullshit here? Like, Jumy is about to lose everything, guys. But if he gets in the middle of all 3 bases, gets on top of the hatcheries here, snipes roaches 1 at a time, there is a chance. Drones are being pulled. Fire. Fire in the hole. And he gets a bit of damage on the queen and 1 roach. Extra stalkers coming in. There are some Immortals in the mix. It's drones and roaches and ravages. That's another big Nova for Jumy. Guys, main base in shambles. Natural in shambles. But a magical Protoss army. 1 time. And 1 time only. Any Jumy believers in the chat? As Lambo is starting to run out of steam. He loses the natural. He's lost a lot of drones. Obviously, everything is dead in the main for Jumy. Can Jumy fire a bow? He already did. I don't think Lambo can clean up this army, guys. Lambo is not going to clean up this army. And Jumy's actually still mining of his natural. What are we watching? Another perfect Nova on all the drones there. Eee, that one is questionable. Don't blow up your own stalkers, but I think it's good enough. At this point, like, we are both working with absolute ghetto economies. Lambo lost the Roach one. No, he has a Roach one. He's just rebuilding it just in case. But Lambo's economy is gone, guys. He's running into the natural. Seems like he did manage to avoid a big Nova there, but it's about this army. I don't care what happens in Jumi's natural. It's about this army, and as long as Jumi doesn't blow up his own units, we are getting a game 5. If Jumi does not blow up his own units, we should absolutely be getting a game 5 here. 0 probes, what a dream, baby. 0 probes, what a 2-base Protoss all-in dream. It's happening. I mean, Lambo is now officially not mining anymore either. He may have 13 drones. This Protoss army, I think, is too good. We fired a Nova. We do blow up a couple of our own stalkers, but we also get Roaches. We also get Ravages. Lambo's going to bring back the other units. Another Nova comes in from the top right side of our screen. Comes down to the final few units, but War Prisms and Immortals are too big and too powerful here. It's 2 drones against 0 probes. But I don't see a way that Lambo can ever kill this Protoss army. There is no way, man. These Immortals will live up to their name. And K10 ForJumy sends it to a game 5. The Australia special. And I gotta say, Australia did it better. But we have a game 5. That's unbelievable. I don't even think that he played it all that well at first, but... Wow. That is something, guys. Lambo says, go, go! And Jumi says, a short break, please. I can live with that. Lambo says, I have dinner plans. Make it quick, please. Jumi says, 1 minute. Alright. Jumi, 1 minute. I'll take 1 minute as well. I'll be right back, guys. Game 5 coming up. Alrighty. I'm back. Thank you to John Lair for the tier 1, 2 months. Hello, woman. The woman is back as well. Jumi is not back yet, guys. Jumi still needs a minute. What's for dinner, Loof? Now we all want to know. If Lambo has dinner plans, what is for dinner? How does a Bavarian dinner on the Friday night look like? Käse Spatzela? Jumi is ready, and Lambo fires up the game immediately. He didn't schedule it. I scheduled dinner. You guys want to go? You guys going out? Ambitious. I would give him some old Maltashen if he does not win the best of 5. Making me hungry already. I mean, I didn't eat, mate. I've been live for 6 hours at this point. The only thing I had today was a single ham and cheese sandwich before our 6-hour stream. But you know what's keeping me strong? That is the fact that I can finally open my Brutalist statue once the games are done today. Actually, I heard no. Apparently I had some meat this afternoon. I forgot about that. But that was meat. Final round, guys. Co-main event of the evening.
Final round. Fight!
The sandwich was yesterday. In the top right side of Royal Blood, we are looking at the main base of the man who's got dinner plans and his waifu is hungry. Can he at least make it a fun dinner with a victory under his belt and $100? This is the Shopify Rebellions Lambo. Honestly thought he had that game 4 completely locked up, man. But there's something special about that weird Australia build, guys. Keeps on working. In the bottom left side of Royal Blood, we are looking at the main base of the man who wanted this best of 5. He dropped the gauntlet, and he's honestly living up to the expectations and the hype. He has already surpassed my expectations. But can he go all the way and win this best of 5? K10's ForJumy, German Protoss. Get a pizza? I don't know what the plans are over here. I do not cook. I just sit here, talk about video games, play some video games, and eventually food arrives. It's a great life. How did Jumi win the last game? With the Australia build of IEM Katowice on Babylon. Double Robo, 2 base, double Prism, 4 Disruptor Balls. Pizza in Holland, any good? We actually have a very nice Italian place in Spijkenisse. I went there not too long ago. And I actually want to take Rainer to this place once. because there are actual Italians working in that place. I think Rainer would probably approve of it. So that's a nice one, but a lot of places very hit or miss. It also really depends how hungry you are, right? If you're very hungry, pizza is always good. And if you're like me and you like eating pizza with sriracha and garlic sauce, pizza is always good. But if you're picky, then it's pretty hit or miss. We are going back to the Stargate here in Game 5. Raina says, actual Italians my ass. Every time I go into an Italian place, they keep saying buongiorno like Brad Pitt in Inglourious Bastards. No, I think you'll like this place, Raina. Next time you're in Zuidland, mate, remind me of it and I'll let you know. Danny BL says Pop Gallo. I have to Google it. I actually don't know the name of the place. I just know where it is. It's in the Voorstraat. Voorstraat in Spijkenisse. There's a very nice Italian restaurant. Two adepts is shading into the 5th base, getting a single drone. Obviously not bad as long as the adepts survive, and they do. Oh, Lambo wants to get an adept. Does not get it. Jumi running good, and look at this, guys. Oh my goodness. Yes! That's how you protect a low HP adept. I love it. Very good positioning, but also good job by Lambo. Immediately sending the links over and picking up that probe. But really love the adept movement here. But now we made a little mistake, so I hyped all of that up for nothing. And Lambo is still here, trying to be a nuisance. Does not get the second probe. Loses all the links. Did delay the nexus a little bit. Overall, you know, 12 links, a drone for one adept, one probe. It's not bad for Jumi, guys. It's honestly not bad. You guys all talking about classic movies right now? I feel like I'm missing out. I don't want to miss anything important in Game 5. Second Game 5 of the night, by the way, guys. I feel like I'm back, baby. Last week and the week before, a couple of 3Ls. It wasn't good. But tonight, I'm back. I can't take credit for this one, because I would not have made ForJumy against Lambo. So all the credits go to ForJumy, but makes me happy. It's very good and competitive, fun StarCraft tonight so far. Couple of adepts will deny the 4th base. Exactly. And the doors are wide open in the natural. Lambo's a little bit out of position. This is actually a pretty good start, man, for Jumi, guys. I'd love to see these adepts be even more protected, but Lambo is floating a little bit of money. Doesn't have too many battle units. Here are the adepts and the oracles. Double stasis. Can that actually work? Well, I don't know. I think I would have gone for Pulsar Beam there. I kind of felt like we tried to be a little bit smarter than we had to be there. I feel like with just Pulsar Beam, I think that Jumi would have been able to get quite a few drones, but he still has energy for Pulsar Beam. He's going to use it in the natural. Gets a couple drones. Pretty even start, I would say, to Game 5 of this best of 5. 9 drones in total, actually, and no 4th base yet. Lambo, are we aware of the fact that we didn't get that 4th base? Maybe it's actually not bad for Jumi. Yeah, I think Jumi can live with this, guys. I know I'm zooming in and out too much. I apologize. I'll stop doing it. I just want. Oh, no. Whoa, no. Zealot not fat enough. Not on that ruddy diet. But obviously, with oracles and Pulsar Beam, you should not take too much damage here. I thought this could have been bad, but with the oracles at home, it's okay. It is obviously still a lovely scout, right, for Lambo. Couple links in the main base. You keep the oracles busy, so you can just drone up on your side of the map. You spot the zealots, you spot the amount of gateways and the Templar archives. So it's not bad for Lambo, but also not as great as I thought it could have been. If the oracles were on the other side of the map, this could have been a lot more painful. 41 units going down on the side of Lambo, 8 on the side of ForJumy, as Jumy is just dropping revelations. Lambo firing up 11 more drones, so we're going to work with a monstrous Zerg economy. 85 drones pre 8 minute. Reminds me a little bit of like how Gressvan was looking at one point. Obviously on Gressvan, I think Jumy had a perfect hold and had another perfect hold. It's just only started going wrong once he got over eager, and I did think Lambo played incredibly well on Gressvan too. I truly love the way that he moves roaches and ravages around in and out of range. He doesn't take the fight that Protoss players want to take. He's so good at engaging and disengaging non-stop, still reinforcing, but then in the middle of all of it, you sneak in a couple drones and then he still continues. I think it's slightly easier to defend on Gressvan than it is on Royal Blood. And if you guys wonder why, I don't know. I just made it up, but that's kind of what I feel. I feel Gressvan is a bit more choky and you're forced to go up the ramp. Then again, you're up. Yeah, I don't know. I still think it's a bit easier here than it is on Gressvan, but what do I know? Thorn969 says, I think Jumy is dead. Well, if Jumy invests in a fleet beacon soon and a bunch of Stargates while he's being attacked, yeah, then I don't like it. But I don't see how you can look at this game and you say, I think Jumy is dead. There is nothing that would ever suggest right now that Jumy is dead. Doesn't mean that Jumy is winning, no, but it comes down to execution. Jumy's got 3 Immortals, 3 Archons, a War Prism, 4 High Templars with Storm. Like, how can he be dead? It all comes down to the execution. Lambo's trying to activate the Stasis Trap, and he does with just a couple Zerglings. Nice Corrosive Bout too. Supply's honestly very close. I like how Lambo says, by the way, that he's got dinner plans, but he also fires up a hive. Storm goes down. Jumy activates Pulsar Beam. Is honestly not going to struggle a whole lot here. Stabilizing as a 4-base Protoss. We've got a cheeky Warp Prism in the top left side that warped in a couple of Zealots. These Zealots will go for a journey. +1 Zealots, obviously. Lings have no armor upgrades. We are gaming, guys. We are honestly video gaming here in the co-main event. After this, it's time for Clamp versus Showtime, but that could still take a little while. With Fleet Beacon finished up, 2 extra Stargates, +1 air weapons. Yeah, exactly, cool hand. You can almost fill up that BMW with $100. Not quite, but almost. Gasoline prices are pretty wild in Germany. I wonder what Lambo's game plan actually is here, guys. Obviously, we have a Spire, we have Hive. Great Aspire immediately. Yeah. Alright, so there's a lot of creep to work with. A couple of Banelings. Banelings do not have +2 yet. This is important to mention. I don't know about this fight, Lambo. There's a couple Archons, Overcharged Battery, a couple Storms. Oh, that didn't get too much done. First Carriers on the way. I do think Lambo is very good late game against Carriers, as we have the Baneling run by in that 4th base, but perfect defense. Jumy is just playing really good today, man. I don't care what the outcome is of this best of 5, guys. Jumy dropped the gauntlet. He said, Roddy, I want to play Lambo. I'm ready for a guy like Lambo. And he has delivered. He has honestly played incredibly well. Win, lose, or draw in this final game. This was an awesome series. Lambo just morphed 55 Banelings, by the way. There's a couple of Zealots get warped into this 3 o'clock base. All hell is about to break loose. We have 3 High Templars against 50 Banelings. Meine Fresse. I'm kind of with you, Cuckoo. I was afraid that this was going to be a trio, but it's not. Jumy's plays amazing. Banelings rolling into the 4th base, not getting anything done. Couple Zealots in the top left side. I think Lambo will be able to save this hatchery. I feel like Lambo needs to start upgrading his Corruptors now. Lambo must have seen the... Yeah, okay. He has a Changeling in the main base. He has an Overseer. Doesn't Lambo need Carapace ASAP? He drops the 2nd Spire. I like the person who said $100 is $100, because Lambo is absolutely playing this right now. It's like, hey, man. At this point, I want to win. Here we are, go. Loof. Cancel dinner and make it breakfast for the Saturday morning because dinner is off. Late game PvZ on Royal Blood. A lot of bases available. But I hope breakfast is gonna deliver. He cancelled Carapace and went for Flyer. Okay, for the Corruptors. I mean, it's obviously not bad if you want to kill Carriers as quickly as possible. Queen's a bit off position there. Oh, I mean, this Jumy army is freaking terrifying, guys. He's about to have +2 Carriers in the 13-minute game. 7 extra gateways. Like, I don't know if Jumy feels feisty and if he wants to attack. Lambo has 92 drones, which means that his army is always going to be 14 army supplies smaller. I think Jumy could very well A-move Lambo here. I actually think that Jumy could A-move Lambo here. If the Archon positioning is good and we protect our High Templars, it is possible. Here comes Lambo from multiple angles. A very important engagement. The High Templars die to the Banelings. So Jumy is not probably A-moving Lambo, or is he? Carrier's low on HP, but still going strong. Corruptors get obliterated. Roaches get obliterated. Ravages go down. Lambo fires up 13 more Corruptors, but spends his entire piggy bank. Here comes Jumy with potentially one of the biggest upsets we've had in the Basilisk Big Brain Bouts. +2 Carriers, still going strong. Lambo's morphing 15 Roaches, 15 Ravages. Jumy wipes in 9 High Templars in the face. Here come the Corruptors, guys. The Corruptors really need to kill these Carriers ASAP, but the Archons are getting good shots off. Fat, juicy Archon hits, 157 supply, 157 supply. Can the Carriers live long enough to make the Corruptors number dwindle? I think the answer is yes. There are more Roaches, more Corruptors on the way, but Jumy's Protoss army is going strong. There are Zealots fighting Spike Crawlers in the top left side. Jumy, a couple of Stalkers, F2A moving a hatchery in the center of the map. You love to see it. This is what Protoss dreams are made of. And I actually think that we are looking at one of the biggest upsets that we have seen in the Big Brain Bouts as GG gets called. And K10 ForJumy gets the 3-2 over Lambo. What a series, what a performance. Well done, Jumy, man. Holy smokes. That's good. Wow. Jumy. Gets a win over MaxPax. Gets a win over Lambo in the same week. Jumy is literally on fire. This young German Protoss is popping off. I'd love to do an interview, guys, but I can't do an interview because Clem and Showtime are waiting. I told them 9. It's 9:35. So I cannot do an interview right now, but maybe later. All right. We're going to choose the outcome. 88% of you guys thought Lambo with his new mouse was going to get the job done. But it turns out that if you win Epic LAN, you're capable of winning anything. ForJumy, the Epic LAN champion. Only 12% of you guys believed in him, but he gets the job done. Well done, Jumy. All right, final prediction. Clem versus Showtime. Best of 5. Clem. Showtime. I'll give you guys a nice prediction. Thank you so much, Basilisk Research Group, for once more gifting us 10 subbies. Jumy in the chat spamming. Let's fucking go. Well done, Jumy. That was honestly a very, very, very good performance by you. Thanks to Lambo, of course, as well. It takes 2 to tango. Both players showed up. Both players delivered. I loved it. Very well done.